Alright, ladies and gents, what's up? It's your favorite Asian robot right here, and tonight I've got a little video here because I'm about to make some haters of mine really mad. Now, just to give you a little bit of backstory, because y'all might find this funny and interesting. Alright, the other day, this fella posted this on my channel. Now, I'm gonna deny him his name being mentioned because what he wants, what he's seeking, is obviously glory. He's not gonna get that from me. Okay, so what's gonna happen right here is, check it out. He says, "Hi robot, my build inspired by one of your build. I have a good Charok build. Can I show it to you somehow? I'm also working on a stronger version with new cells." I said, "I appreciate the thought, but Asian robot builds are the best. If you like your own build, please go ahead and use it though. Good luck." All right, and I left it at that. Then, okay, he took it personally. He says to me, in the next section, he says, "It's unbelievable to someone making good builds too." I'm assuming he means that it's unbelievable that someone else makes good builds. So I told him, yep, no one builds better than me. After all, you were inspired by me, no? Only robot builds work, but if you want to use your own, like I said, I wish you good luck. Use what works for you. Have a nice day. And he really took that personally. So then I figured out what his motive was, because he stated, "Okay, just check my Charok video on my channel and you got it. I just want to find friends on my level, but you're not too friendly." Okay, so basically, clout chaser. And of course, later on, when he didn't get what he wanted, he had to swear at me in his native language, which I actually put into Google Translate. Let me see, what does it say? It says something that I can't read, but I put it into Google Translate, and this was the translation. All right. "Shame or shit, I just wanted to make friends. You're such a big jerk. Congratulations, crippled." Ooh. Spicy, ain't it? All right, so first of all, I went to the dude's channel. I actually checked it out, and there was no mention of me, no mention of being inspired by me. He just posted his build, claimed it as his own. Fine. Now, let me show you how to really, okay, build builds. Oh, and his armor wasn't fully power surge as well, so he had some feats at +5. He had only one reforge on his repeater, which means not experienced enough to make a build, but still, anyway, fine. He wants to go through it, so let's go through it live. His build included the Charok repeaters, Rage Hunter, Cascade Cell. I'm assuming that this is what he had. He didn't explain anything in his vid. There was no speaking. It was just, he just recorded the thing and then did some emotes. So I'm assuming he doesn't speak the language or doesn't have a recording software. Either way, you know, that's not a fault, because some people, you know, they don't have the software. It's okay. Full bore chamber, Saboteur's grip, because this build does not rely on attack speed at all. One negative about that is that it will be a detriment if you're playing with teammates, so it's kind of like a selfish solo meme build. If anyone else, by the way, made this build and you see it and you realize that it's not his and it was actually yours that he copied, let me know. But anyway, he claims it is his. Extraction Catalyst was the mod, and Bond was charred pistols. Okay, Revenant Omnicell, Scar's Defiance for the Lantern, Catalyst Cell, Hellplate Cask with Cunning Cell, Light's Virtue with Catalyst Cell, Malkirion's Grasp with Predator Cell, Light's Walk with Agility Cell. Overall, the build has the following stats: 6 Agility, 6 Catalyst, 6 Cunning, 6 Predator, 6 Rage Hunter, 3 Aether Hunter, and 3 Cascade. What I'm going to start by critiquing is the simple fact that Rage Hunter is not necessary. Revenant had, most of you actually looked at my video on Revenant. You would realize that Rage actually works just the same. So actually you could do something pretty much exactly like this. You could have taken a Tragic Echo, right? Giving yourself an additional perk, put Rage in, and then swap this Rage Hunter to the Cunning that you need to finish out your build. So that would have been perfectly fine as well. And this way you also have the 20% bonus from Rage coupling with your Predator. And that would give you the additional damage right off the bat. Now, with this one, right, I'm not sure what tonics he uses, but I would have assumed it would be something like this because he's using Catalyst. The Stamina tonic would allow this build to run perfectly. The Frenzy tonic gives 27% increased damage and 55% if a nearby behemoth is enraged. This covers your Rage Hunter. And quite frankly, together with the base Rage buff, it's more than enough. Like, the Rage Hunter would only trigger if it's enraged, but you actually finish it off pretty fast, because this can actually have the potential to deal high damage if you do it right. But the way that he did it was, you know, kind of weird. And Cascade was actually just used for the stamina, the yellow stamina buffs, so that they could basically cast their Charog UE an unlimited amount of times, but that makes the build rely on luck of the draw, which is not exactly what you want. Like I said, I'll show you the way the robot builds it. So let's put the build back together the way it was. All right. Okay. And this is the way that they had their build. Okay, so what was their playstyle? Okay, plain and simple. On their playstyle, they would cast Revenant, shoot their shot, dodge around, and if you use the agility cells, you technically don't run out of stamina very easily, but if you spam your dodging, what I'm going to show you is that you do actually run out of stamina pretty quickly, so you do have to be a bit cautious about that. Yeah, it's something. And in theirs, they actually also use the lantern to improve the overall DPS, which would unfortunately skew this for the purposes of the test. You see, you run out of stamina by this time, and unless you regenerate, it's not going to be very good. You can cast Revenant multiple times as well, so ideally you'd have something like this going on. Cast Revenant again. You know, you're rolling. So this is with level 20 repeaters. You get about, your mileage is about 2.4k DPS roughly. It's pretty okay, but let's do the robot version now. So the robot version only varies one thing. I changed the helmet to the Dark Watch and put a reduced cell in. All right, my other reduced cell is up top right here, and this last cell is a free slot. If you want defense, you can go Fortress for additional shields paired together with the Scar's Defiance. In general, this is a pretty standard flawless build. Doesn't really have anything special going for it. You can drop the Blitz tonic once again for the stamina tonic or any other tonic, because the other way that you can compensate for not being able to regain your stamina really fast is that with the Fortress cell, if you're willing to go with less defense and you just don't give a shit about defense, you can actually use conditioning up here. All right. And instead of Catalyst, for those of you who don't have potions to waste and drain, you can use Scar's Defiance with Zeal and Light's Virtue with Zeal. Zeal would enable more shields and also more damage, and you're not limited to the need of Cascade. All right. So that is what I did overall. Now, again, I'm not going to fault the person for not having Reduce, but I would have used Rage to begin with anyway. Now with Reduce, because attack speed doesn't matter, your animations are going to be slower, but overall your damage will be higher. Let me demonstrate this in the agility form. Okay, and we're not going to use the lantern UE as well. Okay, so start off the same way. We cast first. All right, we fire. Notice how slow that animation is. You're gonna have to be careful of that, okay? Because with this particular build, yes, you are gonna deal more damage, but your animations are all slower. Please be very aware of that, all right? Now, in an instant where you have to sort of regain your stamina, what I would do is I'd go up and just shoot the behemoth twice, all right? It'll help you maintain your damage while regenerating stamina. Therefore, you don't really need to do as much. All right, and once you reach about 100,000 plus, you roughly have it'll be slightly less than 50% raw DPS. Don't forget that, because the slower animations will still affect your DPS somewhat, but you're gonna get about roughly a 40% increase in DPS, including per hit basis. But the most important question, I think, is will this build function in the field? Well, you've seen the training dummy test. Let's go straight to Blazeworks and see for ourselves, shall we? All right, we're now in the Blazeworks, and it is time to have a practical test of this build. Let's have a serious look. Damn, there's nothing major around. Okay, we'll go toward the Embermane, because at the very least, the Embermane. Now, major downside to this build is that you don't really have an interrupt. All right, unless you're going to use Revenant for the opening interrupt. But you can still absolutely shoot the behemoth with your Charogs in the meantime while you wait. All right. Nope, that failed. Now keep in mind, all your animations are going to slow down. All right, so there you go. You're down if you fail. Against a tougher target, right? if you don't consistently dodge through, you're gonna have a fairly rough time. This is one of the biggest downsides of builds like this. They do not account for that in the field. What if you encounter something that's not a training dummy? Okay, but you can still... Oh, wow, that didn't even interrupt him. Okay, that's great. Damn it, off center. So against a faster behemoth like this is one of the other downsides. You don't have an interrupt. So what exactly are you gonna do against a behemoth that's fast? Ask yourself that question. Alright, it's very important. Because if you do not have a means of dealing with behemoths that are... Oh dear. The arming time of the Saboteur's Grip is also quite long, which is another thing you have to take into account. So if you demonstrate against an easy behemoth, of course, it will look very easy. But against certain behemoths in solo play, you're going to fail miserably as compared to somebody else who's running a more proper build with Discipline. This is why Discipline is more recommended for players who are using the repeaters solo. Alright, this is one of the biggest downsides, and this is just a level 21 Embermane. As you can see, no matter how strong the build is, you're not going to be dishing out very much damage against higher level behemoths, and that's something to be very, very aware of. Alright, the build itself is okay and it's interesting. It's a fun little meme build, but realistically speaking, if you had the normal Charog repeaters, alright, you have been able to just deal with this behemoth via your Discipline and just absolutely annihilate the behemoth. Because yeah, sure, you're rolling around, but you're not going to get your perfect Revenant casts, that's for sure. Okay, you're actually going to end up taking longer against certain behemoths like this. Okay, finally interrupted his ass. But by now, with less hit points around, there's not much I can do. So, effectively speaking, this build, it looks better in the training grounds, but now you're also seeing that practical terms, it will fail absolutely against certain behemoths, and that is just how things are. Do manage a lucky run-in though, and against smaller behemoths as well, your full bore will do less, so just be very aware of that. Alright, I'm actually going to show a very quick comparison. I'm going to reload this level until we get a Charog and show you guys a nice quick comparison of how easy it would be to deal with this if there was my original Charog, if we were using my original Charog. Alright. Properly empowered though, you can use your Saboteur's Grip. Now it's gonna do that again. So during this sequence, all we can do is... Keep in mind that I'm showing this without any use of the catalyst because doing so is not helpful. As I've always mentioned, when it comes to builds like this, right, I like to showcase situations where you get to see it, you know, without the bullshit. Okay, that took all of 4 minutes. Let's see how fast it is when I use just my normal Charog build that I've demonstrated on a nice little level 24 Embermane. Had to keep resetting until I actually got one, so I'm just gonna take it. Okay, so I'm using the Charog build that I posted recently, my own, obviously. This one only features one difference. It has reuse in it because I recently got my hands on the reuse cell, so I kind of want to try it. Okay, with Discipline, as you can see, the first thing that you will notice is that you have the capability of knocking down the behemoths. So you're not reliant on anything else, but you can still make use of the good Charog UE simply by dodging around. But here you're dodging with a purpose, trying to stop this thing until you can get another nice little knockdown on it. Don't shy away from using your lantern for a little bit of extra damage. Now, here you're not triggering recycle very well because you were hitting across the body, but your main shots are going to be on the head or wherever else you decide to choose. It's up to you. Now, during this phase, while it's doing this and getting enraged, I'll use my Charog UE I'll take as many shots as I can. All right. But ideally, I want to knock it down one more time. Now I'm gonna have to unfortunately wait 17 seconds to do so. That's okay. The UE is here to assist you during this time while your discipline is, you know, waiting to be up again. Now if it exits rage mode for some god-awful reason, nothing much you can do there. Wait for it to get pissy again. Till that time though, it'll be doing its usual charging shenanigans, so... There you go, now you got the perfect excuse. Like I said, once this happens, I try to go straight into that mark. And then, if I get the chance, I can go ham a little bit. Got my reuse buff, nice. Oh crud. Fire damage. That's no good. Gonna wait till it does the fire breath. Okay. The risky downside, I swear, to using discipline sometimes. Once that awesome ability triggers, you tend to end up in a bit of a situation. Now this thing is Aether Charge, so you're going to be dealing extra damage thanks to the lovely Charog EV. Thanks to the lovely perk on the Charog. Just grand. That's okay. This is the part where you can just chill and just let it get killed by your awesome skills. Your discipline is ready, just destroy it. There you go. Fight over. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay, so much faster than when you were roly-polying around with the other stuff. And that was on level 21 Ember main, so I think you guys can see the difference. This is why practical testing matters, because if you're actually testing it in the field, you can actually see that there'll be some scenarios where a build may not actually work out very well. Simply because its style is designed against a particular type of behemoth, or it's better against a particular type of behemoth. Training dummies can look really good. Damage can look very good on training dummies, but even then, practical testing is important, which is the kind of difference that we like to put out. And this is why my video content is different. So I hope that you guys can see that. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Honestly, I just made it because I was like, okay, since you... Like, I would have left it at that when I shut them up yesterday, but they came back again today just to be even more assholery. So I was like, okay, you know what? Since you're going to push the issue that much, I'm going to show live why yours cannot compete with mine. It's not always about damage. It's about ensuring that you have a tool for every situation, including survival. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. If you want to support my channel for free, listen to my music on Spotify. Link is in the description of the video. That's one of the best ways you can help me for free. I'm also on YouTube Music, Apple Music, so play my tracks there. Other than that, tip, send super chats on stream, or, join as a YouTube channel member. All of that helps. Thank you to our top fan, DeathDonnie982 at Plus Ultra. We've got Jerry Fast, Rogue Assassin, Mr. Cream Puff, Zach, and MG, all the prestige. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our honored robots as well. Giving my thanks to Maze, Che D12, Stephen Geyer, Coffeed, Underpaid Enlisted Soldier, I'm Peeps, Syed Assad Bukhari, Pringle Bread, Tuan Nguyen, Miss Eve, Tyler King, Brian Lancaster, The Oculus, Coda CMF, Kami SMH, Jammer Boy, Conrad C, Nate the Great, Curtis Sussler, MJ, Corey Ryu, Benjamin Savage, Lady Neo, and Greasy Burger. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all of our cool bots as well. I'll see y'all in the next one, okay? Y'all have fun now.